Welcome back to Bourbon Beer and Basketball One-on-One, where we break down the madness in one sip and one bucket at a time. March is here, folks, and the tournament has delivered exactly what we crave: upsets, heart stoppers, and plenty of I told you so moments. Today, we're pouring something special because we're diving deep into Arkansas's round one victory over Hawaii. Now, before you write this off as a routine Power Four beatdown, this game tells us everything we need to know about tournament survival, the mid major dream, and whether the Razorbacks have the horses to make a real run. We're breaking down the X's and O's, the key moments that swung the game, and Hawaii's appearance, or what Hawaii's appearance says about the state of mid major basketball. Did Arkansas show championship DNA, or did they just have more talent in the gym? Can we trust them in the next round, or are they their cracks in their armor? And let's be honest, we're also settling the debate about whether mid majors like Hawaii ever really get a fair shake in March. Grab your bracket or your favorite bourbon. Let's talk some hoops. This is the kind of game that separates pretenders from contenders, and we're here to figure out which one Arkansas really is. Let's welcome our guest, Bourbon Beer and Basketball panel member and official USA Basketball Youth Development License Coach, Jonathan Yates.
Party people, I'm back in the building. Well, I guess today it's Sam.
In our non P4 draft challenge, you are sitting at a tie for fourth with 5 points. With you and I and Penn, the only teams left that can get you any points. How you feeling about that?
I feel like it's about right where I was gonna be. Well, we're gonna see if Prairie View can shock the world. They won't. We'll see if Penn can shock the
Yeah,
world.
you do have Prairie View too. I did leave them out. That is my
They
bad.
won't. But hey, you know what? Siena did almost shock the world, so maybe.
Yes, yes, that was absolutely wild. At least you still have the Hogs, though, right?
I have the Hogs, and I feel good about the Hogs, so I'm here for it.
Arkansas secured a decisive round one NCAA tournament victory over Hawaii, advancing the Razorbacks in their quest for March Madness glory. The game showcased Arkansas's ability to execute under tournament pressure while highlighting the challenges mid-major programs like Hawaii face on the big stage. This matchup represented a classic David versus Goliath tournament scenario, with the SEC powerhouse ultimately proving too much for the Big West representative. The victory keeps Arkansas's championship aspirations alive and provides valuable momentum heading into tournaments later rounds. Let's start with the vibe. When Arkansas and Hawaii tipped off, what was the one thing you were watching for that would tell you how this game was going to go?
Um, how we would attack the rim. By we, I mean Arkansas. I was looking to see, if Arkansas attacked like they were supposed to, and ultimately they did. That was going to be the deciding factor because athletically Hawaii didn't match up whatsoever. Couple of spots they did, but as a whole they did not. And then their no help style of defense. I wanted to see, would Arkansas actually attack, or are they going to settle for a bunch of jump shots? And at the end of the day, they attacked.
All right. Arkansas comes from the SEC grind, Hawaii from the Big West. How did those conference backgrounds show up in the way these teams played in a win or go home situation?
I mean, there were times where Hawaii would try to make a little bit of a run, and then Arkansas would end up being able to put a stop to that. And I think that is just a testament to what they've dealt with in conference play. Just not necessarily on either side, but on Arkansas's side, because obviously the talent did bode in favor of the Hogs right there. But more talented teams have lost in the past before to lesser talented teams. So I think them preparing themselves, not just in the SEC, but they also played everybody that was in the Elite Eight from last year. So I think there's just their scheduling in itself, helped in this like win or go home situation. So I think they're well prepared.
At one point, you were worried Arkansas was just trying to find ways to lose this one. What adjustments did they make, and where did Hawaii's tournament dream start slipping away?
All right, so not everybody knows me that watches this show, but anybody that really knows me knows I am a habitual overreactor. So when I message that about, man, I think we're trying to lose this game, We were up 17, and then at one point we were only up 8. And that's where I was like, uh-oh, here it goes. Wheels are falling off. We're losing everything now. Throw the program away. And but I think they made some really good adjustments. I mean, to begin the game, Hawaii couldn't keep up with the athleticism and the length. And then when they were able to adjust to that, they were finding themselves with some open shots, and they had a good 3 or 4 threes after being like 0 for 10 to start the game. Oh, you told me not to do stats. Sorry. um, they started out really cold, and then they started, and then well, and then Arkansas adjusted to the spacing and the different actions that Hawaii was trying to get into, and then ultimately pulled back away because, middle for middle, now talent wins.
Yeah. All right. Hot take time. Is
Hot take.
Arkansas a legitimate Final Four threat, or did this win just make some deeper issues we'll see exposed in round two?
They are exactly who I think they are, and they are a legitimate Final Four team. And why do I think that? Well, on average, they average 89.9 points a game. Hawaii averaged 78.9 points a game. Everybody was really, I keep going back to stats. Everybody was basically right on their numbers for the season, right on averages, right? So they're the exact team that they show. And I think with that, especially the way Malik Ewan played, now we got a big man that can play inside. Brazil can kind of do everything. And I think our guards are elite. And so now you put those together. I think that makes us legitimately a Final Four team. I didn't see too many kinks in the armor, so to speak, during this matchup.
All right. Hawaii made the tournament. Huge for the Big West.
Mm-hmm.
But do mid majors like them get fair treatment and seeding, or are they set up as cannon fodder for the Power Four schools?
Uh, you know, to be fair, and this is going to look at it from both sides. I think you're making a really good point and question right there of like they just kind of get fed as like warm up games, so to speak, to some of these bigger programs. But then you look, and the bigger programs are the one that bring the sponsorship dollars and have most of the talent. So it's kind of like a catch 22, regardless of what you think there. You may be wrong on some point, but I think they're being seated about right where they need to be. I mean, looking at Hawaii as a 13 seed, I wouldn't see them as a 10 seed. I
Yeah.
wouldn't see them as a 9 seed. Now the only one I can really make a case for would be like a Miami, Ohio, that had the playing game as an 11 seed. They probably could have been a legitimate 6 seed.
Yeah.
So like with them, I think they kind of got the shaft, but I think everybody else, I think you're pretty properly seated with the mid majors.
All right. Give me one player from this game who's about to become a March legend if they keep playing like they are.
Um, I'm going to throw out the very obvious answer on this rapid fire, and it's Darius A. Cuff Jr. He went 24 points. He went 7 assists in his first ever game. But then again, Malik Thomas, other freshman, went 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. So that freshman guard duo right there could be like and I'm going to cheat
Yeah.
on this one. It's a co-run for them that can be remembered.
Looking ahead, what's the biggest test Arkansas will face in their next matchup against High Point, and do you trust them to handle it?
I think we're going to be able to handle it. I really do. But as we look at it, it's very evenly matched. Like I said, we're at 89.9 points a game, high points at 90. We give up 80, they give up 70. So it's like their defense looks really good, but now they're going to play a better offense. I think we're going to be looking at something about a 93 to 88, 93 to 90 type of game. And I think Arkansas is going to pull it out. But the matchup I'm really looking forward to is Darius Acuff Jr. against Rob Martin
Yeah.
at High Point. He's such a good guard, averages, almost 4 assists with 15 points a game. Um, I think that matchup's going to be really fun. But to really pull ahead and be able to match up, I think we need the same sort of effort from Malik Ewan that we got down low today, where he got 12 or 13 rebounds.
Yeah.
And he also had 16 points and he had 6 assists. Like, big man that barely touches the ball almost has a triple double.
Good times.
Yeah.
It was Hawaii, though.
Yeah. Very true. That's what I keep going back to as well.
Well, Yates, thanks for joining me on this episode of Bourbon Beer and Basketball One-on-One. Best of luck to you and I, Penn, and of course Prairie View and your Hogs. That'll wrap up this episode of Bourbon Beer and Basketball One-on-One. Arkansas takes down Hawaii 97-78, and we'll play High Point Saturday in round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Until next time, y'all stay safe.